Hi guys, and welcome to our July 4th Nail Spectacular. We have a couple of patients on our video today, and here's what I need you to know is that I had no assistant helping me, so the feet aren't always perfectly in the frame, and I forgot my ring light, so you'll see there's some shadows on the feet and whatnot. But otherwise, it's two pretty great patients and two interesting feet and conversations. So these are both very long-time patients, and the first one hasn't been in about 9 months. So you'll see why she talks about it. But I hope that for those of you in the U.S., you have a wonderful July 4th, and don't scare the dogs and the veterans too much. And the rest of you, enjoy the video. So have you been dealing with an illness or something that's kept you from coming in?
No, I just don't have transportation like I used to. Everybody's not around anymore to come when I want to go and do what I want to do.
Okay.
It's not about me anymore. Although when it gets to be about me, something serious that has to be dealt with, they're right there, Johnny, on the spot. Because I'm very much like, okay, nobody has time to deal with anything for me. I don't have to do anything. And then they get mad at me. Why didn't you take care of this?
Well, like you said, you got kind of embarrassed with how these look, and then you didn't want anybody to see it. And so, you know, you just let it go. But don't be embarrassed in front of me. I've seen way worse.
God, I feel sorry for you.
That's what I do. All right. So, okay, I just didn't know if you had been like in the hospital or...
No, but there's been a lot going on in my family. Things have been happening. My oldest son died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eric, my oldest one, yeah, he died Christmas Eve day.
Oh no.
Oh, and to be very honest with you, I really didn't do anything for a couple of months. It was like,
I'm sure.
it was like the time was just going by, and I didn't take care of anything. I didn't do anything. I wasn't paying my bills. I just didn't care about anything. I just laid around in my bed, talked to my little kitty cat. He responded by scratching me up. It wasn't such a big deal for him. He was probably glad to have Eric gone.
No. What happened? Or how old, first of all? How old?
He was 59.
Oh.
It was his birthday. It was Christmas Eve day.
Yeah.
And his birthday is January 16th. But we were going in. He and his wife were going into a building, and all of a sudden he just went and laid down and died.
Oh, so it was a massive heart attack.
And this is what, this is the only justification I can have for it, and saying it is, like, look at me. I'm 87 years old almost. I'll be 87 years old in a couple days.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, look at the knees, both knees replaced, my hip replaced, here a big gallbladder scar, a throat thing I had, a million different things that I had. This was all he ever really had to go through. Took him 5 minutes or 3 minutes and he's gone.
Wow.
And I just keep on causing misery for everyone, including me.
I doubt that very much.
Well, it gets hard for me sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on with me. Why am I still here and Eric is gone?
You know, you got to stop asking that because there's no answer.
I know it. Oh, I absolutely know there's no answer to it. But to me, it just doesn't make sense.
There is no sense to be made.
And it's just sad for me and sad for everybody.
No, I can't, as a parent, I cannot imagine losing a child. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Especially, they had just gotten the new bakery. They moved from where they were. Well, they hadn't moved from where they are, but I mean, they got rid of most of their bakeries now. Olga's gotten rid of most of them because she can't. She's got all she can do just to deal with it and me. That's one thing why I feel bad sometimes, because she has to come and pick me up, and a lot of times she takes me to the bakery and I just sit and help out with things like I fold boxes, open them and put them in the.
Oh, good. It gives you something useful to do with
Right.
your days.
And I really I kind of enjoy doing it. Now, I've gotten to know a lot of the people at the bakery. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you have to get there at 3:30 in the morning?
No. Somebody comes to pick me up all the time. Just like now, today. If I have anything, they put it into the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So like my grandson, he works for them also. But they make time out to do what I need to have done.
Well, that's how it should be. And, I'm sure you've done a lot for them.
Well, I do if I can. It's been very hard for them losing Eric, I can tell you.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was not, my granddaughter's from Russia. And it's been a real kind of, she's very, very good though. She stands up like you wouldn't believe. She's so good.
Now that you mention it, I did see that obituary.
Yeah, it was
I did, and I knew who it was, yeah.
It was a pretty nice obituary, but I wasn't quite ready.
No, well, one would never be ready for that.
Well, sometimes if somebody's sick,
Yeah.
but they had just dropped me off, and everything was wonderful, da-da-da-da-da, and all of a sudden, you get this call. You just sit there
Yeah.
looking ugly.
Well, everybody's got something, you know, that they want to hide.
Yeah. I bought some heavy scissors to try and cut some of them. I can't reach down to do it, so what's the difference? Why do it?
Right, so that's why you really need to come in here
I
more
know.
frequently.
I should bring you those tools.
So, that's a little better.
You know, I think I saw some of these pictures in a magazine or something recently, like are on your wall. Because the pictures were ones that I was thinking, I've seen these before.
Well, last time you were here, I haven't changed them in a long time. But I have not sold my photos to any magazines.
Now, especially that one in the corner on the top. Is that a ski resort or something?
It's outside of Aspen. It's a nature preserve outside of Aspen, Colorado.
I wonder if that's why, because it's, I think...
Yeah, I mean, many people have that same photo. I'm sure that many people have taken that. I think this is your trophy one right here.
Oh, really?
How did this even fit into your shoe?
Not very well. Not very comfortably, I'll tell you, a lot of times. It's very difficult. That's why I wear those crappy gym shoes I've got. I've had for years, not gym, but what are they? They were nice shoes when they were new, but I don't do anything to them. I don't polish them or anything. I just throw them on, and because they're comfortable. I have all sorts of backless kind that I just slip into with the brown or the black, and I never wear them because I don't feel comfortable in them. But these seem to have adapted to my problem.
To the really long nails.
What do I do about that?
Support stockings,
Yeah?
compression socks,
What's compression socks mean?
really tight socks.
I don't think so. They're like that one little window they have over there. They're all that kind of socks.
Yeah, those look like diabetic socks that are pretty loose.
And I have them in ankle size, mid-leg, and up to my knee. I always feel funny wearing them because I thought that was very different. I can't even see like my actual toenails. No, on some of them, I can't actually see that they're there. That's weird. Oh, I love it. Be gone, you ugly creeps.
Well, let's make sure we get you on the schedule for a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I have to do that because, and people are being very nice about, doing it. My daughter-in-law's gotten very nice about it. She's very since my son died, I mean, it's been very difficult for her, and I've been there for her for everything. And she reciprocates by being there for me if I need her for anything.
Great.
She's always calling me.
Because her family's all in Russia, yeah?
Well, yeah, but I mean, she's got, they've been here for years and years, and she's got the 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're scattered all over too, but they're very good about coming. Like one of them we just picked up at the airport just now before we came. That's why we were a little bit late. He was a little bit, he landed, but it was a little hard getting his luggage.
Yeah, for everybody today, for some reason, everybody's been a little late, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to be late. I was going to call an Uber.
No,
He said,
that
no,
works
I'll
too.
be there. Don't worry about it. These are kind of easy to get on.
Yeah, so these are diabetic socks. For swelling, for circulation, oftentimes you want the really tight, they call them compression socks, but I think just stick with these for now.
What are these called?
Diabetic socks,
Diabetic,
because
okay.
they're really loose up in here
Yeah.
and they don't create dents. Thank you for letting me do the video.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, so if she cut her vacation, just for people watching, we're talking about a friend of this patient who came back early from a European vacation because she had plantar fasciitis. The other thing is to make sure it is plantar fasciitis, because plantar fasciitis, again, plantar means bottom of the foot.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lecture I give to medical doctors called Not All Heel Pain is Plantar Fasciitis. So maybe she has a stress fracture, maybe she's got a bruise on the heel bone, maybe she's got an irritated nerve under the heel. So the first thing to do really is to get it diagnosed correctly.
She did.
Okay. Then if it is plantar fasciitis, ice, anti-inflammatories, and support is what it responds to the best. That's where I start patients off.
Okay.
So as long as it wasn't you.
No.
You really are asking for a friend.
No, it would be in here.
So the 4th of July is upon us. Do you have any big plans?
Why is that one still?
It's just
Yeah.
thick. It's very thick. You have any plans for the 4th of July?
No. I don't want any plans. I'm too old already, Judy. I like staying home. They can come and visit me.
Okay. Kind of feel the same way. During COVID, I learned I have an introvert side. And if I don't get enough alone time, I get crabby.
Yeah, me too. Michelle's in town taking care of me.
Your daughter, Michelle?
Yeah.
Oh, I was right out by where she lives last week.
La Crosse.
I was out in a little town past La Crosse, Wisconsin. Staying in a little Airbnb in the driftless area, they call it. Because I guess that's the part of Wisconsin that was not made by a glacier.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I like it there.
Yeah, it was really pretty. Got my dog into a kayak. She immediately capsized us.
Really?
Yeah. But we were still at shore, so that was fun. So do you read a lot, or do you watch a lot of TV?
I don't watch TV. I don't turn it on. I'm afraid the news will come on.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have news on Netflix, though, so you're lucky.
No,
You watch it?
I really don't.
You don't? You read a lot?
No.
What do you do to pass your time?
Stupid games. Like a teenager.
On your phone?
Uh-huh. Oh, I even bought a tablet so I can see better. So stupid.
No, it's not. It keeps your mind going. You know?
You know what? At this age, I do what I want to do.
Exactly. What are you, 106? Just kidding.
5.
105?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I'll put as the title of this video, I'll call it Crabby Grandma or something like that.
Yeah. Crabby Bubby, whatever.
Crabby Bubby?
Yeah.
Again, for those watching, Bubby is Yiddish for grandma, in case you didn't know. All right, well, everything here looks good, and let's have you make your next appointment. Are you wearing socks today?
No.
Do you want lotion on your feet?
Huh?
Do you want lotion if you're not wearing socks?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's make sure that your next appointment is in, let's do 3 months.
Okay.
And happy 4th of July.
Well, you too. Thank you very
Thank
much. What are
you.
you going to do?
Probably not much, like you.
Me either.
Yeah.